After spending a month here, it's time to show you what makes the little village of An Bang, just outside of Hoi An, Vietnam, so special to us. We wander the alleyways one last time, say goodbye to our favourite locals, as well as highlighting the appeal of this destination with practical information and tips to make your own plans whether you're going to stay for a few days or weeks. Also, stay tuned to the end of the video as we give a cost breakdown of what daily life as a slow traveller or retiree would look like in this beachside retreat. A 15-minute car ride from the popular UNESCO World Heritage Old Town of Hoi An, An Bang is a wonderful seaside village that is growing in popularity as a beach holiday alternative to the city of Da Nang 40 minutes up the coast. It is flat, safe, and the traffic certainly not as congested. With a small population numbering in the low thousands, this is a place to rest, reflect, and get to experience a more authentic Vietnam. An Bang has a small safe beach set on the China Sea. It is shallow, with smaller waves, and it is reasonably clean as the staff at the beach bars tidy it every day. There are plenty of sun lounges at a small cost or free if you buy food or drinks. Everything is within walking distance, which makes it very appealing. As we wander the lanes of the main street with no real rush to be anywhere, you find the real community. Small sewing shops, local craftsmen like joiners and bamboo screen makers, household vegetable plots being cared for, families filleting fish, and a variety of produce drying in the sun. The locals of An Bang are so friendly and welcoming, making us feel at home from the moment we arrive. The people here are the true highlight of this wonderful little piece of paradise. In the month, our discretionary spending was $140 on massages, some clothing alterations, a new skirt for Tracey, and laundry. There are small household laundry services at low prices down most of the lanes, around 30,000 Vietnamese dong per kilo, hand washed and then line drying. ATM machines, pharmacies, and small convenience stores are dotted throughout the town with most things you need, including toiletries and sanitary items. If you do want to head into Hoi An or Da Nang, most accommodations have free push bikes to use, although these vary in age and quality. There are scooters to hire between 150,000 and 200,000 Vietnamese dong per day. Taxis and grab cars are readily available and are very inexpensive as well. Grab scooters are also a popular way to get around. We had the best stay at La Alba Villa, centrally located with excellent staff, a nice pool, and a well-sized comfortable room. Priced at $630 for the month, it was great value. There are a multitude of fantastic accommodations for every budget, and so many more in the process of being built, most with pools and a few special villas with a private pool, absolute luxury. From studio room homestays through to boutique hotels, you can find something for every budget. Time for a final drink beachside at Soul Kitchen. A great place to chill, listen to good music, and enjoy the view. Heading off for dinner on a Sunday late afternoon is fraught with danger, as this is family time on Ambang Beach, and the tiny lanes are filled with scooters, noise, and families coming and going. Our last evening meal here is just off the main area of town at the Rao, a new restaurant, tastefully styled, quiet, comfortable, and serving excellent food. Time for some grilled pork skewers, chicken rice, and one of our favourite dishes so far, plump grilled scallops and an incredible roasted peanut and spring onion butter sauce. Please make time to dine here if you can. From the charming owners, the restful decor, and the most enjoyable Vietnamese food, this could be Ambang's best kept secret. The food in Ambang is varied and exceptional. We ate at a variety of restaurants and cafes, sampling the best Vietnamese and occasionally international foods. The coffee is always incredible. The breakfast options are varied with French pastries, exotic fruit, and the Western style set menu breakfast, great value at 100,000 Vietnamese dong per person. There are all the Vietnamese favourites like khao lao, pho, and sometimes you get the added bonus of seeing the chefs showcase their craft in small kitchens in the local restaurants. Our total spend for the month was $780 dining out for every meal, and we then spent another $60 on groceries, toiletries, bottled water, and the must-have chocolate. Please check out our video dedicated to the fantastic food of Ambang. We will put a link in the description below. Eating beachside is a little more costly than the village itself, but you do get the bonus of glorious sea views and the option to choose your dinner personally from one of the tanks outside the restaurant.
Well, it's hard to believe, but we have finished our month in Ambang and we have relocated into Hoi An. We're in our 4th month now of travel together, slow travel life, and it's been interesting. We living and working together, we've done that before, but this is certainly a change to live in close proximity, and we managed to get to connect with some friends in Ambang, which was amazing. And we realised that that is something about slow travel life to share, is that it highlights your relationship, and whether you get on incredibly well, which we do. We've worked together in different ways in the past, but one thing that we thought we'd talk about is the importance of community. You're giving up your long-term friendships and your family, and so you need a community where you feel safe, which we did in Ambang. And the locals were so friendly. They made us feel so welcome and relaxed right from day one. We had people waving to us, friendly, coming up to chat. English is quite widely spoken. Some of them speak it very well. The younger generations are learning English and they speak it well. So it makes you feel part of the community and understood, which is fantastic. And we had great chats with some of the restaurant owners about their businesses and how they're growing and transitioning into being very busy. These are small family restaurants where there might be 5 or 6 family members working them, and with the influx of tourism, they are now working very hard. So yeah, that was my reflection on Ambang, is community, navigating growth, and they're just genuinely lovely people. And it made you feel super safe. Like, I don't think we ever felt unsafe any time of the day, night, down quiet lanes, unlit lanes, which a couple of them were, but you just feel really safe.
Yeah. So obviously one of the points of living together is me trying to get a word in, so I'll have my say now. The one thing about Ambang, I can say, it's the beach life. I went for a walk on the beach every morning, spent time with the locals. The older locals are always exercising on the beach, so you do meet people that you've spent time in their restaurant or just said hello to walking down the lane. So that's quite special, being that there's only 1,000 or so people living here. It also, because it's small, you might think it doesn't have a lot of infrastructure, but it is a benefit to know that Hoi An's 15 minutes away for smaller medical centres, and then Da Nang 40 minutes up the road. So you've got access to an international airport if you suddenly had to go home, or you needed hospital care, or just to get into a big city and spend a day there in the malls, even catch a movie. So yeah, it's perfectly situated and we absolutely love it here. In fact, we could see ourselves staying here long term. It is a really sweet little spot, and I encourage anyone that if they're going to spend time in Hoi An, if they're going to be there for a week, maybe even base yourself in Ambang and just go into Hoi An so you escape that craziness. So yeah, it's a wonderful little place with great people and we really enjoyed it.
It's got that different beach vibe, and that's probably, we've been to Hoi An, this is our 3rd time, and we're based here for a month, but already we can feel the difference. Ambang makes you feel very relaxed, and you could come into Hoi An and have that night out, but manage to go back to somewhere much more tranquil. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see in a month's time to reflect on the differences, and we'll certainly talk you through those. But yes, we love Ambang.
Yeah, I think one of the surprising thing was, as you get older, obviously people have accessibility issues, and Tracey uses a travel scooter to get around, and this town is really accessible. The beach bars, you could get into them easily, they had lanes behind them. The restaurants, a lot of them had ramps in. It was really quite easy. There's a lady living here in a full-time wheelchair that we saw nearly every day, and other people in mobility scooters and walking chairs. So it's quite surprising that you wouldn't think a wee village would have that sort of access. So that was a bonus.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, it is really affordable. You associate high costs with beaches. Sure, it's a little bit dearer eating on the beach, but the town is really inexpensive. I mean, it's really inexpensive.
You go one street back, it's amazing how the main street, where most of the family-owned restaurants are, the prices are probably 25 to 30% less than the beachfront. So you don't need to go down there if you don't want to, except for treats, which we did. So yeah.
Yeah.
I think that summarises it. Yeah,
so our total spend for the month, excluding our airfares, because obviously people come from different distances, and excluding the $50 US visa cost, was $1,640 US for the whole month, which is pretty good for a beachside stay, and we loved it.
We did.
Yeah.
We'll be back at some point. It's on our list of maybe forever places, and it's top of the list at the moment.
Yeah. So hopefully Vietnam can sort out their long-term visa processes.
That would
and
be
people can make it happen.
Yes.
But yeah, please get here and you'll enjoy it.
Yes.
If you enjoyed spending time with us, please hit like and subscribe to enable us to make more fun content and keep this adventure going. Please join us next time as we're heading to the UNESCO listed Heritage Old Town of Hoi An next. Time for our first impressions of our hotel, our local neighbourhood, and all that the special town has to offer. Make sure to watch out for some hidden cafes and our favourite restaurants.